Collarts in the previous campus was in South Melbourne. Was there for 7 years, and I think it was an ongoing process to move to the new campus. It was a curriculum that we already had that we've brought from the previous campus to here, but obviously we were able to tailor the new spaces to that curriculum. So we've been working with that curriculum in the old campus for a number of years. So when we were designing the spaces here, we were able to design the spaces and tailor it to what we're already teaching in our curriculum. Most of our lecturers are still active in the real world, so there's definitely a big step towards trying to emulate real working scenarios and teach to those scenarios in the same way. I think it's only one of 2 facilities in Australia that have Dolby Atmos up and running. 4K projection, Foley pits in the room. It's really great for the students to get an idea of what this next complex post-production technology is doing. Netflix these days require Atmos mixers to run anything, to stream anything. So this is the next level of what's going to come in terms of post-production. We use various different 7 series speakers. We're running the JBL Insonato controller, which is basically routing all of the material from Pro Tools out to all of the speakers. The Insonato controller also allows us to fold down from Atmos to 7.1, 5.1, 2.1 or stereo. Right from the start in our live sound stream, we start with analog and obviously build them into the digital world. We're quick to make that transition between analog and digital, but we find that even as the degree goes on, students still actually want to be able to go and play with analog gear. So we're in the middle of putting in a new system that allows us control of not only what's going on with the PA and the 3 separate consoles that we have running, but the ability to pipe audio from the auditorium anywhere around the campus through Dante. There's a complex MADI routing going on that allows the inputs from the stage to be split digitally between consoles and the outline system controller, which allows the 3 consoles to take control of the PA and monitoring. We've got a Nexo Geo M6 line array LS18 sub for front of house. Small format kind of line array, which is great for that space. It's very, has a fair bit of angle to cover, so the line array works really well in that scenario. We're using Acoustic Technologies monitoring. Sometimes we can have up to 10 performers on stage. It's a reasonable sized stage, but when you get 10 performers up there, it can condense pretty quickly. So some powerful monitor solutions that sound great that actually were quite compact was the brief behind the Acoustic Technologies monitor setup. We've been here for a year now. It's always a huge amount of transition when you're coming from one campus to another, but I think a year on we are definitely quite settled. We've got through some of the teething issues that of obviously going to a brand new facility and that kind of thing, and it's looking pretty solid. Everything's an evolution, like technology, AV, audio, visual world, it's always evolving. I think it's important to stay up with that and think about what could come of the future and how to implement it with the current scenarios.